Hello, welcome back to my haunted library. It's Regina. Hope you're all doing well. So, I have a couple things to cover today. The big news is, of course, the Lurking in the Dark cover reveal. This is the original artwork by Cameron Roubique, who did the other two covers for the other HorrorTube anthology. So, we are continuing in this tradition, making the whole set of three so far a very nice set to collect, especially the print books. But before we get to that, and I'll timestamp it below if you can't wait, but I have a couple other things I wanted to go over. First of all, today is a beautiful day. Now, I won't say fall yet because it's not quite fall, but it is September and it is a sparklingly cool day. I'm actually wearing a sweater. Now, this is a very thin sweater. It's a whisper thin, in fact, but it is a sweater and I was very comfortable. And in fact, I'm going out for a nice long, I call it a hike, it might just be a walk, with Lily here. Now, let's just have Lily say hi. Now, of course, Lucky is around, but today I'm having a special mommy and me day. Lucky's great. Lucky's a wonderful puppy, but she's 12 years old, and Lucky is very energetic and also very domineering. She's very alpha. So we both need a little break from Lucky today. So we are going to go on our usual hike. Now, how long we'll make it, I don't know. I may end up carrying her, and she's quite heavy now. She's at least 15 pounds. She may end up carrying me because I have not done this hike in over a year. I like to get outside as much as I can. Anyway, so what's been going on? Well, I'm really happy to report that my novel that was released a couple of weeks ago, Code Red, was it just a week ago? It's doing great. It's gotten great reviews so far. John from over at the Books of Blood did a wonderful video with a glowing review of it. I loved his review because he really got it. He really appreciated what he called Southern fried vampires. And I'm going to include a link to his video below because I was very touched, very flattered, and it's nice to get that kind of video because it's nice to write something that people like, and getting that kind of good feedback. It's also, if any of you guys have a NetGalley subscription or however that works, Code Red is on NetGalley, and you can pick it up there, download the ebook. It's a little more of the ARC copy, so there might be a couple typos. I loaded that up weeks ago, but that has a 5-star rating. But I'm really glad people are enjoying that story. I certainly had a great time writing it. And I will also be doing a giveaway soon for signed copies of the print book, which is really gorgeous. I love the cover from Elder Lemon Design. Really beautiful job. And the paperback book is very nice. So I'm going to be doing a giveaway for those as soon as I get them in the mail. And what else? Well, I wanted to show, here it is, a new pillow that I got from Lydia over at Typical Books, my bookworm pillow. I just love it. It's a great pillow to add to my collection here on my love seat. And I'm going to link Lydia from Typical Books store, her merch store. It might just be through her Patreon. I'm not sure, but I will link it below. So you can check that out. It's a really nice addition. And I do feel like I've been a real bookworm lately because I've gotten into a lot of reading, including finally finishing the next installment of the Vampire Chronicles, The Tale of the Body Thief. And I just decimated this paperback in the process. Luckily, I have a hardback version of the entire Vampire Chronicles, one of those big fat books. I think it was from Barnes & Noble. Anyway, I have not even cracked that book open, but this was a good reading copy because I carried this all around with me. And I absolutely loved this book. I was ready to give up on the Vampire Chronicles after reading Queen of the Damned because I did not like that book. I gave it 2 stars. It was, of course, beautifully written and stunning scenes, but just no cohesion. I found it the plot was just no plot at all to speak of, and I was very frustrated. But this one was incredible, and it had a drive behind it. It's all and great twist. It's all about Lestat. And Lestat's character, I have to say, really shines in this book. I was so amused by him. I'm sure Batilda was as well. She read it along with me, and we know how she feels about Lestat, but He was just really great character and kind of scary. Like there were reminders in this book that he's a beast and you shouldn't trust him. It gets into this whole plot with David Talbot from the Talamasca Mother House. His character is very prominent in this book and lots of surprises, so I will definitely not be giving any spoilers about this book. It really gets into some great stuff, some great philosophy about life and about faith and God. It has a Faustian theme, which I absolutely loved. I can see Anne Rice's religious philosophies coming out in this book, and I appreciate those. I just thought this was fantastic. So I will be continuing the series with, is it Memnoch the Devil, I think is the next one. Anyway, I have all the books, I think, so I'll be picking this up. But this kind of got me started with what I'm calling Vamptember. Now, I don't know if people have used that hashtag before or if I invented it. I'm not sure. I did a little search and really nothing much came up, but I'm calling it Vamptember because I'm reading nothing but vampire stories for the month of September. So if you, and I know I'm posting this a little late, but if you want to join me on my Vamptember Odyssey, please do, and use that hashtag to identify your post if you put on Instagram or whatever. I am doing some reading stuff that I'll be posting on Instagram under the hashtag Vamptember. And so starting with Anne Rice, so I finished that. And of course, my book Code Red is a vampire book, so that's part of Vamptember as well. So right now I'm reading a really great book that I covered in a haul video. I found this book in a thrift store for $2. It's a quirk book from 2007, I think. This really cool interactive book called Dracula's Heir, with letters and tintype photographs and newspapers and all kinds of stuff. I was reading it in bed last night, totally absorbed. And there's like a book inside of a book. So there's like a text of Dracula inside of this book. So I was reading it and I didn't notice Joe, my husband Joe, walks in and he said, "Are you reading two books at once?" Like he thought I had a book inside a book. He's like, "Now I know you've really lost it." So I'm like, not quite, but kind of. But yeah, it's great. It's great. And I have some other vampire books that I'm putting on my TBR. So let's take a look. So another reason why I'm doing Vamptember is that I went to my local antique mart, which is a few blocks from my house, and I was thrilled to find some Dark Shadows treasures. I found a bunch of Dark Shadows books that I've been collecting, and I think there's only one. I bought them all. They were very cheap, a couple bucks each. There's only one, I think, doubled with my collection, so I may be doing a little bit of a giveaway at some point. I also got another Lara Parker Dark Shadows book. I have another one of hers, and I've not read any of them, so this is going to be part of my TBR for Vamptember. And I picked up a couple other things. Also bought, I think they were $1 each, the first 6 volumes of Dark Shadows comics. Whoa, I don't want to mess them up. Which I will sink my teeth into. These came out in the early 2000s. I'm not sure if these are reissues because the covers look so vintage and they're all beautifully illustrated. These are like classic comics. If anyone knows anything about these comics, let me know. These feel so familiar. Like as soon as I saw them, I thought, oh, these must be from the 60s because I recognized them from when I was a kid. Now, I don't know if I just dreamed that up. I mean, they do really look vintage, but they're not, but they might be reissues. So I can't wait to check those out and to read. I'm not the fastest reader in the world these days because I don't know, maybe slowing down a bit, but I used to be able to like read a book a day, especially like this size, and then I have like 3 books going at once. I'm trying to just read every day is my new goal. And I picked up a couple other books at my local thrift. This is a Christopher Pike called The Wicked Heart. I got myself a copy of The Three Musketeers because I just watched the movie with Gene Kelly, and I realized as I was watching the movie that many years ago I started reading this and I never finished it. And I think it was when I was in college. I was very ambitious with my literary taste back then. I was reading a little higher echelon, but I thought, you know what, I want to finish that. This I found in the thrift store. This looks almost like maybe an indie book, or at least like a small press. This is The Wicked by James Newman. Very cool cover. I found this too, these little classic comics. This is The Best of Poe. It hasn't really even been opened. I don't want to mess it up, but it's like little classic comics. And then this book that screams like 1970. This is The Best Ghost Stories by Hans Holzer. I'm not familiar with this book, but that looks like a cool read for Halloween. So yeah, so I'm adding books for my vampire, Vamptember reading, like the second installment of Mina and the Undead. I'm going to try to get to that among some other vampire books that I have. I have a lot of vampire books, which is great, but you can't ever have too many because vampires to me just are the best, and Batilda loves them too. Okay, but let's get to the big event, and Lurking in the Dark. I'm putting it together. It's coming out in October. I thought I would have the pre-order ready for you today, but I still have some work to do. So it's a lot putting these together and trying to edit and make sure everything looks great. And the pre-order, it just takes me a couple days to kind of put that together. And I don't have it quite ready, but I will, and I will post it in the community page as soon as that goes live. But here we go. So we have Lurking in the Dark. Now, I told Cameron Roubique when I asked him to do this original artwork that it's about monsters. And I think I might have given him an idea, or maybe he just came up on this on his own. I don't really remember. But here we go. Ta-da! I just love this one. This one might be my favorite. And I'm trying to get like a full shot. Isn't that cool? So this is our old friend, the skeleton. We have to come up with a name for him because he's like a mascot or something now. And he's inside a monster costume. And I just loved the legs, the footsteps coming down the basement stairs. You can really almost hear the creaking sound of that staircase. So that's it. I'm really in love with this cover. And I love that I have this whole collection now of original artwork by Cameron Roubique for my library. So I hope you will stick around and check out Lurking in the Dark when it gets into pre-order, and plan on getting it for October. We're right on the edge of spooky season, and I'm already seeing signs around town, and just the weather just makes me feel alive when the leaves die. I don't know what that is, but I think you guys know what I'm talking about. So let me know what you are reading for the month of September. Are you going to read some vampires for Vamptember? I would love to hear your thoughts. Lucky will be back very soon, but for now, you can just tell Lily has a lot of energy. I don't know how long we're going to last on our little hike, but I will post some video from it at the end because we're going to go right now. So that's all I have for today. Thanks for stopping by my haunted library, and I'll see you soon. Bye. We're cutting it short. Lily is conking out. and I had to carry her a little bit of the ways, so I don't want to overtax her. But we had a great walk. It's a gorgeous day, and hope you got outside and enjoyed it too. Right, Will?